Okay, I'm ready. Got it.
Hold on.
One,
Okay.
2, 3, sleep.
Car.
1, 2, 3, Jeep.
Sleeping bag.
1, 2, 3,
Camping.
Yes!
Oh!
Let's go, dude! Let's go! That was sick! Wow.
I get it now. Okay.
First question for you today is, what brought you into F45 and what started your fitness journey, specifically here in F45, but you can incorporate a little bit of the background in there as well.
Yeah. I remember I got a text message from Coach Bree, and she was ecstatic that there was an F45 opening very close to us.
Shout out Coach Bree.
Yes, Coach Bree. I give it up to you. So I reached out and I tried my first class, which was Firestorm. Immediately fell in love just with the technology, with the Lionheart monitors. I'm very competitive, so it was just a no-brainer. Immediately signed up for a membership. And I just became a member for a while and did my whole transformation actually after having my baby with F45. So did their challenge, came in here every morning at 5 a.m. and became friends with everyone, and ultimately was offered a position to coach in the end.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So really, what's cool about this, just hearing you talk about it, is you have lived the member journey. So being now the head trainer, you can speak directly to the member journey, to our new members that are coming in, our members that have been with us for a long time. I think it's really cool that you've participated, in a challenge as a member as well.
I think the best part was definitely having to experience the challenge. And really, I was a trainer before coming on here, but during, I had my baby in the process of it. So I was starting off basically as a new member. I just wanted to be on my own fitness journey, on my own transformation journey. I actually did not tell a single soul that I was a trainer, just because I didn't want that title or, having them watch me as a trainer working out. I just wanted to be on my own journey, and that was the best part of it all.
That's a great point to make, is at the end of the day, we wear the shirt, so we're in the front of the class a lot of the time. We're telling members what to do and how to do things. And really, at the end of the day, it kind of boils back down to us on our own fitness journeys and preaching the same mistakes and stuff that we've learned through experience as trainers. So it's cool to hear you talk about, I just wanted to essentially come here and work out and get my, my own fitness journey back on track, or whatever the case may be at the time for you, your own goals, your own motivations and reasons for why you did that. So I love the fact that it just relates to that, the fact that fitness is a lifestyle. This is not a, let me do a 45-day challenge and now all my problems in fitness are solved. This is an everyday decision that we're making to come through these, doors. And whether it's working out at F45 or going on a walk at home, you making that decision to come through the door and do the workout and put in the work is really what matters here, right?
And what about you, Jake? What brought you to F45, or how did you hear about us?
I was in the Marine Corps for over a decade and working on my strategy to exit the Marine Corps on a successful note. And I was building out an internship to try and become a school teacher here in Southern California. And essentially that kind of fell through, and it was like, well, where do I go? What do I do? I want to try to apply for this program. There's a military program called SkillBridge where you can intern with, any business in any industry as long as it's approved by the Department of Defense, and get you into a field that you want to learn about. So very cool program there. So I looked into where I could do that and how my skills that I had learned in the Marine Corps could apply in that area. And I just started searching the map for the local area, and I found F45. I know the dude that runs it, the military director, Mike Nichols. Shout out, Mike. Michael, sorry. But the Staff Sergeant Nichols was a drill instructor. One of my big motivations for becoming a drill instructor while I was in the Marine Corps. And so I just kind of talked to him one day, and it was like, I heard there's a SkillBridge program. He's like, we'd love to get you on the SkillBridge program. Fill out your information packet, submit it, see what happens. Okay. Did my interviews, did all those things, and, showed up for a workout and eventually got approved. And then that's what brought me through the door of F45. That was my second F45 workout that I had ever done. And the first one I did was a track event on Marine Corps Air Station Miramar. So came through the doors, me and my wife Celine hit red line was my first workout.
I think I was coaching you.
You were coaching. You and Alyssa were coaching.
I remember.
Yeah, and it was really hard. And I've I've worked out before. I was pretty fit, but it was very hard workout, difficult. And it was really just like my first taste of what F45 in the community was all about was that workout. So I'd heard of it, but never actually done it. And then from there, I immediately fell in love, onboarded as a coach with you guys, and then from there just kind of, I don't know, kept pushing the envelope, and here we are now. So
thank you for your service.
thank you, dude. That's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Not all the time. It wasn't a pleasure all the time, but for the most part, it was a good time.
Being an F45 coach isn't for everyone. We have high expectations. I mean, energy has to be there. Also, coaching, fixing form, being able to progress. We definitely want to make sure that we're giving every member the attention that he or she deserves throughout the class. So, with our coaches, they need to definitely know the workout template beforehand. So that goes in the night before. They need to study what the workout is about, what kind of modification progression they can provide to our members. You're always going to have two trainers, so we have duties for each trainer. We have someone who's giving the verbal demonstration and another coach who's giving the physical demonstration. They also need to know who's checked in or signed up for the class. Do we have a new guest? Do we have a returning guest? So that's something that they need to look beforehand. Is there any injuries that our members have that we need to maybe reach out to and check in with throughout their workout? So we are it's really important to have those notes and keep updating those for everyone to keep that communication throughout our 18 coaches that we do have on staff. They also go through like a big onboarding process, which takes about a month. They have to make sure that they go through F45 Academy. There's going to be headquarters recommendations and expectations, how the floor is laid out. And there's just so much that goes to being an F45 coach. We also have to teach them on how to use those Lionheart monitors, how we keep your heart rate safe. And yeah, there's a lot that we do on the back end as well before we even come into class, before we open those doors.
So a couple key points that I want to hit on with this is, so really you can't just be a certified personal trainer and walk through the door and be a coach. Like that's not the
absolutely
minimum, right?
not. No.
There's a lot more that goes into it.
Right.
Yeah. So my next question is, comment is, you also can't just paint an entire class as one color and expect all the exercises to just work for them, right? You mentioned modifications, progressions, and even regressions sometimes. So can you talk just a little bit about the sort of progression versus regression mindset and those individuals that are out there that are, think they're coaching really, really effectively, and maybe they're just chasing fatigue. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Definitely. For the modifications, I mean, you need to know if someone's injured. So if someone's injured or they're just starting off in their fitness journey, it's not always going the heaviest and fastest. You really want to make sure that they're, targeting the right muscle group. And you can see it by their form. Sometimes they compromise their form just because they're going too heavy. I always say no ego, amigo, level down. I know me and you have very different training styles, but you always make sure that everyone stays safe. I like to go lighter weight. And like I said, the coaches here give you a different variation of their coaching style. And that's why it's also important that we don't always have the same kind of coach throughout every single class. We like to mix, maybe someone who likes to focus more on lighter weights and faster reps, or vice versa, depending on what the workout is about. But I think it's very important for any coach to know your audience and know when to regress, when to progress. You don't want to level someone up when their form's inaccurate. You want to keep them safe and make sure that, you check in with them versus just throwing weights at them. Maybe ask them, how do you feel about, going up a weight, or how does it feel if you see their form, off a little bit? Maybe offer them a modification without making them feel like they're not as strong as they, it's definitely something that you have to work. And I think I have a lot of understanding coming back in after my pregnancy, and just wow, how humbling it was to basically starting back from zero, because I did get a little bit out of shape. Didn't work out as much. I mean, all the studios and gyms were closed at the time. Was during 2020. But I think coming in here, it wasn't even so much, I knew I could do a push-up, but it was hurting my back while I was doing a push-up, which I never experienced before. But I think that was really important. And our coaches definitely allow us to use those modifications until we get stronger.
Yeah, I love that. And you spoke to the key point here. And to me, what really sets the F45 coach apart from any other coach, any other fitness experience that I've ever been a part of. And fitness has been a part of my lifestyle since I was, 14 years old in high school, training for basketball and football and all these other things. So the true delineating factor for me for a high quality coach is, yes, there's the standards. There's the CPT you have to have, the F45 Academy you have to have, but knowing your members and looking out for their welfare is, to me, paramount. So I know what members I can take and, take some heavier weights to.
Right.
And I know what members that I need to say, hey, you need to go a little bit lighter because this ain't working for us. You know what I mean? And maybe there's that one moment of interaction where it's like, well, I'm capable of lifting. So, well, I know you're capable. You're capable of a lot of things. Maybe it's not always the best thing. Just like we said with the Lionheart monitor, sometimes we look back on the Lionheart board and I see people at 100% because Coach Page sent me on the skier to push me even harder and harder and harder. And I'm like, let's go. I'm always up for a challenge. You know what I mean? And I'm all about it.
Right.
But then I turn around and look at the Lionheart board and I'm like, what have I done, dude? What have I done? You know what I mean? Right. Shout out Paige. I still remember that day. It was really hard. Hey, but I'm one of those members. That's what I value. I value that just go for it. I value that push. And I know when you take my classes, I always come up to you and I'm going to give you a hard time because you're significantly stronger than you give yourself credit for. But every time you work out, you come in and you crush it. And it's living proof that you don't need the heaviest weight to get a phenomenal workout, So like you said, no ego amigo. It's all about the individual's experience. And we can give somebody a great workout, even if we strip every single weight off of every single station. We'll have a modification for you. We can do something that's going to give you personally the best workout you've ever experienced in 45 minutes. And no thought goes into it on the member's part other than you just show up, trust us, and we'll take care of the rest. So overall, I mean, this is cool. This is the first time we've sat down and done some longer form content where we just get to sit and chat with each other. I mean, we chat every day because we work together and, basically counterparts for all the stuff that we do. I'm always hitting you up for help. You're always asking me for some advice, whatever the case may be. So it's cool to get to sit down and just talk about all these highlighted pieces, and what makes us different. So, I mean, I feel great, but I want to know kind of what your thoughts are on this type of a, thing, how you think this went. Do you think in the future there's room for more of this? And what kind of stuff could we cover in the future?
It's pretty cool. Just like you said, we get to talk all the time, and you as a studio manager here at F45, it's cool that we get to pick each other's brain and have such a different, but it's cool to also sit in front of, the cameras and just chit chat and play some games. Definitely want to get more coaches to do this because this is super cool.
Yeah. So with all that being said, I mean, look, there's a few things, and this is straight to whoever's watching this. There's a few things that I want you guys to consider, okay? One, if you're considering trying F45, stop considering it. Text the studio number. You'll see it listed below, and just come try us out. Get on the trial. Come hang out with us. Come meet myself. Come meet Michelle. Come meet Paige, Kate, all these amazing coaches that we've been talking about. Come meet them. Come hang out with them and see what it's really all about. You can't tell me you don't like something or you're not about it until you've tried it. Come try it, and trust me, you're going to fall in love. The second thing I'm going to say is whatever you're doing in life, it might make you a little nervous. It might make you feel a little bit anxious at first. It might seem a little bit challenging. Anything worth having is worth working for. It's going to take a little bit of work. It's not going to be super easy. Our results here are absolutely second to none. The last thing I'll say is whatever it is, whatever walk of life, whatever things that you may be going through, keep pushing. Stay in the fight, whether it's here with us at F45 or somewhere else in the Inland Valley or wherever this video gets to. Stay in the fight, baby. So I've got my word. You have your word.
I got my word.
Okay, I'm going to close my eyes and we're going to do this, okay? 1, 2, 3, coach. 1, 2, 3,
hiking.
Leaf. 1, 2, 3,
Spartan.
Shoes. 1, 2, 3, high rocks. Dang it. What did you say?
Walking.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, running. Boom.
Oh, I knew it.
There it is,
when
baby.
You said high rocks,
there it is.
Game over.
There it is. Let's go, man. Let's go. Cheers.